All right, so our first way, it kind of works for whole letters, but individual letters didn't quite do what I liked it, like what I would like for it to do. So with this one right here, there's a way to get it so we can manipulate every letter. So let me hide this cube. Actually, let me hide my camera. The camera's still there, it's just the visibility's off. So let me go to this and let's go to text. Yeah, so this is what we can do. We can go here, we'll go to object, type in defender. Oh wait, uppercase. It says defender. Let's go to it's urban defender. And then we get our caps. So we're getting it to look the way we want. Um, I like those caps. I want the depth to be a little bit more. And then what we can go to is this show 3D uh, GUI. People say GUI. I just say GUI. I don't know. All right. But then what we have is we have each individual letter right here that we can manipulate. So if I click on this and I click on this right here, I can move this up and down. So that's if I click on this. Um, this arrow right here allows me to move it left and right, this up and down. This, I thought there was a way to move it back and forth. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, it's just so it's just basically letting you manipulate the text as if you know, we're in Photoshop or something. So all right, that's cool. So I like my letter. Well, let me make just modify it a little bit just for the sake of this. Take the R, same thing. And then I could take like I'm holding down shift for these letters. Just like move them down. Oh, wait, no. Let's move it down. And then move these down. Just to give it a little bit of pizzazz. Or I could have done it going up. So this time I just did it. So it looks like a smiley face is going down. But I could have done it like a frown face and done it the other way. But it's all on you. Like I said, this is just explain the process. Anyway, I like the depth of it. This is cool. Just because I'm not sure what it's gonna do, I'm just gonna copy this. So what I want to try to do is now that I have this, let's say I'm loving it. All right. I'm gonna press C to make it editable. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Now I have every single letter. All right. So this means that now if I have a background, well, actually, let's do this too. Let's raise it all up. And let me go get myself a cylinder. I'm going to change the orientation like this. I'm going to go to the rotation segments. I don't know. Let me give it like 50. Scale it up like this. I'm going to go middle mouse button click, go over here. I'm going to press C to make it editable. I'm going to go get my rectangle selection, get faces, and I'm going to select these right here, these faces. And then I'm gonna go to, I always forget the shortcut. Select, go to invert. So I have all that. So basically I just wanted to like delete, I'm gonna delete all of these just to have this. Press 9, and then I'm gonna select all these. Shift, select all these, delete, and all I want is this right here. I didn't need those segments, but they're there, so can't do nothing about it now. So all right, so I select all that, and then I'm gonna press Control click, and I'm just gonna drag it up. Or I could, just take this and then just drag this up. Yeah, that looks a little better. And then I'll do the same thing. Click, 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 click. So I have all these, and then I'm just going to drag this forward. But I'm gonna look at it in this view just to make sure it's looking right. Okay, it's not deviating or doing nothing crazy. All right, cool. So we have this, and then I'm gonna click on this, name this backdrop. And object mode T. This. And then if we move this, we can like control that curve a little more. All right, this is obviously backwards. So click shift, rotate 180. Perfect. All right, so the fender is right here. Cool. So we have our defender. I'm gonna zoom in on this. All right, so I like this. I'm looking at the sides of this, and I'm looking at the side of this one. There might be a way to make a grid in Cinema 4D, but that's something I'll like Google later. I want to get into a Google fest. So I'm looking at this. I'm just trying to line it up in the center. Let's say I like this. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a camera. So click on my camera. I'm going to get inside of my camera. And since my camera is selected, I'm going to give it a keyframe, which is right here. Well, actually, you know what I might do? I might do something else. I might keep it like this. So I'll wait till the edges of the two letters touch, sort of. And then I'll press this for my keyframe. And you see the keyframe is right here. And then I'll scroll it all the way over here. And I'll go to my coordinates, and it's this one. And I'll back up. Right. And then I'll press this keyframe again. So this is what it's looking like. Cool. Since I love my camera and it's amazing, I'm gonna name it render cam, RenCam, and then I'm gonna go to render tags. I mean, not render tag, rigging tags, and go to protection. So it's locked in, right? Perfect. So it's there. It's looking awesome. So now I'm gonna click on my letter D, and since I want this one to be the first one to come in, I'm gonna go to frame 10, and I'm going to set the keyframe. So I'm going to click on this, and then over here, I'm going to put it to 0. And on 0, since these are my coordinates, it should be this one. So let me get back inside of my camera. This one over here. So I'll just push it back, and then I can actually right click on this and go to add keyframe, or I could just press this and it just keyframes all the rotations and everything. So now it's at 0, it's back there. When it comes in, it's at 10. Right? And I can do the same thing with the E. But for the E, I'll do it at 20. So I'll put it on frame 20, click on this, to get the keyframe. And then on frame 10, I'll go back and I'll just move this to go over here. And I could look at the same like distance. All it is the coordinates right here. So yeah, let me try that, right? So if I click on my D and I go over here to 1 and click on the D, it says -924. Let's just do -950 just to do it, right? -950, and I'll overwrite the keyframe again. So I'm pressing it again. So it's at -950. So this E right here, it's at 10. I'm just gonna go -950. Enter, and then I'll set the keyframe. Hope that made sense, right? So I'm basically pulling them back at the same distance, D, E, and then same thing for this F. Remember, it's going to be at 30 because we're doing everything by tens, increments of 10. Set the keyframe, put it on 20, -950. Enter, it's gone. Set the keyframe. So D, E, F. Let's just do the rest of them. F comes in at 30. This one comes in at 40. Set the keyframe. 30, -950. Oh, now we're seeing it, right? So instead of this, we could just have it on 950 still, but we can like, let's say raise it up or something like that. So now these are coming in from the side and that's coming in from the top, you see, because I just raised it up. So yeah, we can animate it like this and we can do them all like that, right? Let's just see what happens if we play. And then we could do something like, let's say for this N right here. So you would want it to all be consistent, of course. This is just the sake of explaining to you a different way to animate these things. So right now we have this right here. You see where the pivot is. So what I can do is I can press the letter L and move the pivot to the center. All right. And I can animate this in as well. So I can have this D, E, F, E, and then 50 will be the frame, and then 40, let's do -950. I'll look where it is. We could bring this one in lower too, so we could do like that. Keyframe. So now it's coming in from the side, one's coming in from the top, one's coming in from the bottom. But what I was going to do is say it could come in from the bottom, and then what we can do is go to 52, press E to rotate, and then just rotate it randomly, just a little bit, right? Click on a keyframe. 54, rotate it randomly, keyframe. So every two keyframes, I'm just rotating it just a little bit, right? And what this will do is it'll just give it like a little slight, like wiggle kind of like effect, like it's kind of jittery, like it's on drugs, you know? It's like, ugh, you know, like it's got issues. So let's see what it looks like. I press play. Well, that might be a little bit too fast, right? Or maybe I didn't do it subtle enough. The moves weren't subtle enough. But it's all good because I can do is I can select all of these and then wait, 50 is the one where it comes in. So let me select all these jittery frames. So what I'm doing is I'm clicking on the timeline, holding down shift, scanning everything, and then I can take this and stretch these out. And what that does is when the keyframes are stretched out, that means that the animation's slower. And that might not look as cool as I thought it was. But it's okay, right? Because what I can do is I can just select, let me deselect this. Since I can select, like, let's say this keyframe, do shift, this key, I mean, no, this keyframe, control. Oh, I can't select keyframes like that. So I'll just select it and I'll press delete. And I'll just delete every other keyframe. And I'll do that just to kind of slow it down a little bit. But like I said, my rotations were like a bit strong. So that's why that's, I guess, looking like that. But if your rotations are strong, we can always delete it. So we can hold down shift and scan all these and then press delete. Or you know what? Let me just, instead of pressing delete, I'll just delete these two right here. And let's see what it looked like. All right, press play. So it's just got like a little bit of rotation on it, right? But it's still too strong for my taste, but I hope the like points getting across. It's almost like it's this one. Oh yeah, like that, right? So it's kind of like subtle. But the more subtle we make this, the better it'll be, right? So let's just try it with the D now, right? So go in. This is coming in at 50. So this is 60. So we click on it, click on the keyframe. We go to 50. We'll pull this out, negative 950. And then click it again. And for this one, we could do something like have it in there and maybe like take it down a little bit. Click on the keyframe. What's the shortcut for the keyframe? Oh, it's F9, right? And then we could, I don't know, take it over here, pull it up just a little bit. Click on this, pull it over here, maybe pull it down just a little bit on this, bring it up just a little bit. Let's take it back and look. All right, so we have that. Cool. We have two more letters to go. And I'm doing it, like I said, the more time you take on this, the more beautiful it will be. So this is coming at 60, so 70. Click on the keyframe. 60. Negative 950. Into keyframe. And let me get out of my camera just so you can see what's happening. So this is about as far back as 950 is, as you can see. So now we have the E. What we can also do is go to 60, let's say, and I can just go here and let's say give it some wild rotations and then click on the keyframe again. So now when it comes in, that looks crazy because of the pivot. Uh, the pivot isn't centered, so that's why that looks like so wild. I mean, it kind of works, but not really. It's too crazy for me. So let's get out of our camera again and let's make this not so crazy. So I'll just click on this keyframe right here and I'll delete it and I'll go back to 60. And what I'm gonna do is fix this pivot. So press the letter L, move the pivot to the center of the letter like this. Oh, okay. I'll move it back. And instead of doing it all crazy like that, what I'll do is I'll just rotate it one axis, one time. Press the keyframe. So now when it comes in, it just rotates. Oh, I think when I move that pivot, I messed something up. You know what it is? We should let me just scan over all of these and delete, right? I should change the pivot in the first place. So press L, before I do any animation at all, period. It's in the center. Perfect. These 60, 70 is there. So I'm going to click on this keyframe right here, 60 over here now. And I'll just flip it like this, let's say. Click on this. Okay, I didn't do it. Go over here. I'll rotate it. Click on the keyframe. All right, there we go. So all we're really doing is we're looking at one position and then moving other position. So now it kind of does a little flipping type of thing. Cool. You know, the best thing about this is that that E right there, if I wanted to, I can go in here, disable this, and we have this, and I can go to my rectangle or whatever, get some points, and then, oh, I can't manipulate that? Thought I could. Well, I guess you gotta manipulate in the beginning. I was gonna alter it, but I guess the rule of thumb is make your letters the way they should be in the beginning. So, and then for this R right here, um, so 80, let me click on the R. I don't know. Like I said, we could have it slide in. So so 80 is when we want it in there. Let me 70, 80. So click on the keyframe. I go 70. Slide it to the right. Click this. And I could do something like have it come in and then like it's bouncing off or something. Oh, I clicked on automatic keyframe. That's what happened. That's why that was adding keyframes. I didn't know it was doing. So now it's bouncing off. And then let's say I want it to go back. So it's here. This is where it's supposed to be. And then I made it bounce off. And let's say I want to take it back to this position. I can right click on this and do copy. And then place this on the timeline and then do paste. And so now it's going to go bounce. And it's going to go back into its position it should be in. And if I want to be fancy, which I would probably do, I would you could even like raise a little bit just for a little bit of, but I'd probably make it go bounce, 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 bounce. Kind of like how I made this kind of bounce a lot of times. Yeah, this is how we do it. And then of course we could work on a camera. So Control D. So I have a, oh, no, wait. Did I do it right? Oh, no, that's Maya. See? All right. Render cam 02. So I can get in here, take off this protection tag, and then oh, the protection wasn't moving. Okay, I was wondering why it didn't move. Yeah, so now we have our nice little rendering. I mean, animation coming in. And this is suitable for this, but we could also like get more creative if you like. But it's all about you and what you like for your portfolio to look like. But yeah, this is how you make a nice little animated text. Cinema 4D.